So today I want to share with you about being flexible and adaptable. So this transparency of a reseller's life is going to be about flexibility and adaptability. So stay tuned. But if you don't know me, my name is Marion and I am the Smiley Thrifter, formerly and still a little Attire and Beyond. That was my name when I had a retail store, so I kept it. But now I am changing it slow but sure. So, hi, Smiley Thrifter. I thought it fit. Everyone's always saying I'm so smiley and I'm smiling and I love thrifting. So might as well put them together. Anyway, I had a retail store until the end of 2021. So I have thousands of items, most of them being clothing. But now I have gotten more into vintage and more hard good type items, and I'll tell you about that in another video today, but it really is what today's video is all about. So that's a good thing, I'm telling you. So flexibility and adaptability. In a lot of businesses, like when I worked for offices, I started years ago as a secretary and then became an administrative assistant and worked my way up to office manager. And then for years now, until about 3 or 4 years ago, COVID, actually, I had been an office manager and many other things in between, but I have run my own businesses and they're very different than reselling. It's very, very different working for corporate or working in an office than reselling. It's different than pretty much anything I did. I was a personal trainer. I had my own business doing that. I was a consultant for a while. I've done so many different things that we can't get into them in one video, but they're all things that have to do with helping people or making life better. And for me, I think that reselling makes the world better. I know that sounds crazy, but sustainable. And that's not why I started. So I'm not going to say that's why I started, but I love being able to get things that other people love that you can't find. And I just love reselling. But I have to really be flexible. Like in the beginning, I started with clothing and I was really only doing clothing and because I started from my own closet. Well, actually, I was also doing cards like fairy cards and angel cards. I don't know why my birds decide whenever I'm talking to you to go on a merry little rant, but they do. Anyway, my first things that I did sell were fairy cards and angel cards, wisdom cards, all that kind of stuff. But I started with clothing in my closet, and those were things that I had in my house. So I said, let me see what sells. Bring us to the store. Then I opened my store. Then I closed my store, my brick and mortar. So that brought me so much more clothing and gift items and things like that. That's why it was Attire and Beyond. But I'm finding that, what sells more? Vintage jewelry, vintage little knickknacks, ornaments, etc. Those sell much better because with clothing, you have to keep up with the trends. Now, you have to keep up with the trends for everything, but it's a little bit different because you're looking for name brands, you're looking for all these different things that are in style right now, right? So let's just make this up. So right now, flare legs, flare jeans, or, bottoms are in style. Let's say it was your button, now I forgot what it's called, button fly, that was in style. You're on the search for those things. So it's like you're on the search for specific things. Now, I wasn't on the search for specific things because I had a thrift store with new and pre-loved clothing and gifts. So I had to get all different types of things, and that's my problem. Those things don't sell as quickly. So I decided, all right, what can I do to make more money now? Because I have to make money, right? So I started watching research videos, and you know, I speak about this at the beginning in my learning and education transparency video. I watched so many different videos. I don't know why they're talking up a storm. I'm gonna for a minute. Anyway, so I watch so many different videos. I read, but I like watching and hearing better than reading. Unless I put on my captions, then I could do all of it, because I learn better. That's how I learn better. So I'm constantly learning what other people do research about. I rather them do the research for me. So I watch people like the Nurse Flipper. Oh, it's funny. It's still up here? No. Darn it. I got something from her, and I got a little sticker, and I just wanted to show it. I'm going to be getting some Smiley Thrifter stickers. So if you think of anything that would be good for that, let me know. So let me know a design. So anyway, now I totally forgot what I was saying. But I have switched from clothing, even though I still have thousands of clothing items, and I had to be flexible enough to learn research. Okay, now I know where that came from. Now I had to learn all about different things, and the Nurse Flipper happens to talk a lot about vintage, and I'm going to do this eventually when I learn about it, because I think that it helps so much. It is what's helped me. She researches certain things and then tells you about it, and you could see pictures and you learn. And I listened to, also watch somebody else who has to do with antiques. She's a little bit loud like I am, but she's a little more, she's obnoxious. I don't think I'm obnoxious, but I could be, who knows. But you know, she'll say things that I don't like, but to people, but she's very, very knowledgeable in vintage. So I watch all these different people. I watch different people than them too, and learn. And I have to adapt to what is selling for me. So I have to be flexible and adaptable. And I think that when you're doing any type of job, you have to learn how to be flexible and adaptable. However, usually if you're in an office scene, depending on what type of office, you learn things one way and you can do it that way forever. Though you'll have to be flexible and adapt to technology and things like that. But with reselling, you have to adapt to totally switching what you are doing at any given time, whether it's because of trends changing, whether it is because you didn't buy the right items to begin with because you were like me and anything that was $1, I could sell this, and you still have it 3 years later, 4 years later. Yeah, so you got to be flexible, keep learning, adapt to new things. There are going to be times when the trends change. There are going to be times when the whole year changes, like Y2K has been in for a while with other trends. And, you know, for a while there, we had the 80s, we had the 60s. It just goes on and on. The 70s. We're lucky enough now where we have a lot of different years going on, so you can basically sell a lot of different things, but maybe not the things you're selling. So then you have to adapt and move on and be flexible and move on and be patient with yourself mostly. So yeah, I'm going to add patience in. Patience, flexibility, and adaptability. Even though I didn't plan on talking about that, you got to be really patient with many things. Number one thing, selling products. If you originally didn't buy the right products for this time or the platform that you're on, it's going to take time to sell. Now, they will eventually sell. That I know, because they do. I'm still selling things from 3 years ago. Now, you don't want that to happen, but maybe it's things from your closet that you have on. Be patient. If you buy something that's expensive, be patient. The right person has to come along for that. Unless you really have a low price on it, the right person has to come along and buy it. I had some things in my closet for a year that I was like, I can't believe this isn't selling, but it was more expensive. And then all of a sudden somebody buys out. They buy it out. They don't even send an offer. So be patient. Be patient with yourself. You need to learn. You need to grow. Just be patient. Treat yourself and the business as if it was somebody else that you love. And a business that you love. Just keep being flexible on even keywords on your listings. You have to be flexible with. They change. We have all the cores now. When I first started, I didn't hear of cottage core and gorp core and all these other cores that I'm now learning slowly but surely. And the kids know them like this, so they have them up in their listings. So their listings are going to sell quicker, I feel, because they know what they're doing a little bit more, or at least they hear the words every day, so they're going to know more than you. Don't compare yourself with anybody. That's going to be a whole video. Be patient with everything. Okay? Now, don't be patient with yourself if you're laying around doing nothing. No, be patient with the things that you need to be flexible and adaptable with. How many times did I say those words? Well, if you like this video and hearing birds chirping or screaming or whatever they're doing in the background, give it a like. Also, please hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this and if you want my content to be put out to more people to help them. And ring that bell if you want to be notified when I'm doing content. And something that I rarely say is share this if you think it can help a new reseller or another reseller, because that'll also help get the word out, move me up in YouTube, and we're all happy. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. You know what? I appreciate you. Thank you for staying till the end. If you stayed till the end, just put end in the comments.